Here's the ocean. There's a big ass rock. And here's some of the ice sheets that are washing up on shore now that everything is thawing. Look at the way it breaks apart. Watch my ass slip into the ocean. Could we not? This shit is like very thick. Like it's getting pushed up. I'm not over the open water right now. I don't think. Nope. I see sand. But it is melting. But you can see how thick that is. Ooh, that was close. This is what they call an inlet. That's an island out there, and past that island right there is the open ocean. This is still the ocean, it's just like a little bay area. Or what they call an inlet. And the ice is melting. I'm trying not to bust my badonkey donk. You know, that. But these are all the ice sheets that are washing up. That's how high the tide got. You see that ice ring around that rock? That's how high the tide got. And that ice right there is a good 6-8 inches thick. Probably more. A lot of it's melted, but if I walk past that piece right there, I'll be over the water. And that's salt water. So, no. Have you ever seen videos of orca whales busting through ice to get their meals? Something busted through right there, so I'm not doing it. And there's excrement, probably from, we get wildcats up here. I've seen claw prints in the snow. So, I'm trying to get you to where the thing busted through the ice. Do you know how powerful you have to be to bust through ice that thick? I mean, that's no small feat. See, you can see clearly something busted through it because there's like a circular ring right there. So, I am tiny and edible. We're gonna go to Fort Knox probably when it thaws out. It's closed right now. Because it's so deep under the snow that you can't really get to it. Right now. So it's been closed for a little while, but look how thick the ice is. And it's pushed it, the ocean has pushed the big ice chunks up on shore. But something, I would like to know what in the Sam heck busted that ice. That's what I would like to know. I don't want to see it. No, thank you. But I would like to know at least what it was. Like, was it an orca? Was it a great white? We do get them here. Do not get into that water. Unless you want to get eaten. I mean, if getting eaten is your favorite pastime, by all means, go do that. But it will not be me. I will not be doing that. And if you look at that rock and you see that rod sticking out on the other end, that is a ladder. I will not be using that ladder because in order to use the ladder, you have to get in the water. I am not doing it. We have a pretty good sized seal population here. And do you know what it means when you have a pretty good sized seal population? The things that eat the seals are also here. So, no, I am smaller than a seal. So I would be snack sized. But look, if you look at the ice around that rock, that shows you how high the tide got. And all the ice is melting. Thank goodness. Spring is on its way. I wonder how far through spring it's going to be before all this melts. We could be into summer before it all melts. For the water to thaw. Fort Knox is closed because so much of it's under the snow right now. They've got the roads that go down to Fort Knox closed. There's like a little exit ramp you have to go down into Fort Knox. And it's closed. I went to try to go there the other day and the road was closed. And it's only like 15 minutes away. It's just that the roads were so hazardous that it would have been more dangerous to keep them open. And so much of it's under snow because you have to think Fort Knox, you have to go down to get into it. It's actually down at the base of a almost cliff. Here's the water. Well, part of it. A lot of ice. If you listen real carefully, you can hear the ice crackling and melting. You can definitely hear the water run off. But how gorgeous is that? I thought about going to hop across the ice, but the ice that's on top of the water doesn't look as thick as what's on shore right now. There's another little bitty island right there. And if you look between those two islands right there, right past that's the open ocean. Yeah, I'm not getting in the water, Tammy. No. I may brave this one chunk of ice, though. Come on, are you steady? Are you sturdy? Yes. There's some water you can see. God, it's peaceful here. It really is. It's so quiet. Which is exactly what we needed. You know, sometimes I'm in awe of the power of the ocean. All of this was frozen solid. And the ocean, you know, pushed all the chunks off the top of it, of itself. Right now it's like a giant slushy. Like a really salty slushy, but still a slushy. Right out there is called Deer's Island. I don't know why they call it that because there's no way a deer could get across there, but I'll have to look that up. Here's some more sea lion. This is what peace looks like. I'm going to be quiet for a minute and let you guys just take it in. That's cool. Look at that one solitary tree. There can't be any soil really up there. It's growing out of sheer will. We gotta name that tree. That tree deserves a name. It's growing through rock and stone and very little else from what I can see. But it's living in spite of its surroundings and in spite of the soil, in spite of it all. It's standing in solidarity. On its own little island, even. There's 2 or 3 little trees out there on that island. Look, crows. Nope, I was wrong. Those are not crows. There's 1 or 2, but those are seagulls. Look at them. Or albatross, or whatever you want to call them. Look at that. What a beautiful day, man. You know, just be frank with you guys here for a minute. I didn't think I would really find a place where my soul could rest anytime soon because of all the things that have happened. But I have, and I'm thankful for it. It was desperately needed. It's been a long couple of years, roughly 2.5, that the real hard warfare has been raging, so it were. But it's at an end in the very near future. And a time for peace and contemplation has found its path forward. The one thing I've learned, though, is gratitude. I have earned my peace. I have earned that. And I guess I just feel like I'm still waiting on the other shoe to drop sometimes. And I've been told that that's normal, given everything that's happened. But I look forward to the day where I quit waiting on the other shoe to drop and where I can just be. Panda Rock. I mean, why not? We can call it that. It's probably not its name, but we can call it Panda Rock. God, it's gorgeous here. It really is. I don't think the video does it justice. Hear the crow. Caw, caw, caw. Sometimes I can get them to mimic me, and I love it when they do that. It's funny as hell. I sat out the other day, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. I was out doing my little walkies. Oh, they have no idea, Lisa. They have no idea because I haven't said much. But it's all pretty open. What he did was very public. It made national news, which is embarrassing, to say the least. Not to mention traumatic. Um, and to have everybody know, because the area we were in is such a small place that pretty well everyone knew who he was and who we were. And the panda cubs needed out of there, so that's why we moved so far away, so they didn't have to deal with that anymore. It's not so much people weren't being mean, it was just the looks of pity. I don't want anybody's pity. I'm not being arrogant. I don't know. I didn't come through what I come through for people to pity me. I survived it, yeah, but I don't want pity. He's put away for now. He tanked his last bail hearing. That was almost comical the way that went down, to be honest with you. He could not have done a better job of effing himself if he was being paid to do it. He just has an inability to shut up. I don't think he's capable of it. And he's so delusional that he honestly believes he's some big time attorney, which brings me to the fact that he lied to me for well over a decade and mocked up paperwork. You know, I had no idea. How could I have known until the justice system got involved and actually did some digging that I wouldn't have been able to do on my own, to be honest with you. I wouldn't know how. Did y'all just hear that big thud? That was a piece of ice breaking. But in all, you know, people can say what they want of him. But everything he's going through, he did to himself. He had every opportunity laid before him. He had everything anyone would have ever wanted. And he had a support system to do anything he wanted to do. But instead of being an honorable man and caring about his family, he threw it in the garbage. And he abused it and spit in the face of it and everyone who ever cared about him. I took a lot of shit off of him I shouldn't have took. And that's my fault. I took a lot of shit thinking I was doing the right thing. I did much of it because I thought he was an entirely different person than he actually was. And there's nothing really, well, there's more traumatic things, I'm sure, but I can't express to you the gravity of the trauma and the devastation it leaves behind when you've spent nearly 2 decades with a person and you come to find out everything you thought you knew about them was a lie. Everything. And that's not an exaggeration. I do mean everything. Wow, did you hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear that, but that big chunk of ice just fell off the side of that thing. But if I'm being completely honest, I haven't had time to slow down and really process it all. And I think that may be for the best. Because I think if I had thought about it during the time I was going through it, I don't think I'd have made it through it. But I'm all they've got, so I didn't have a choice. And in that respect, I'm more man than he will ever be. Because when it come down to brass tacks and the rubber met the road, I stepped up. I stood on business. You can say what you want about me, but you cannot deny that. When it counted, I dug my heels in and I got shit done. And because of the things I did, we're still alive. I don't think a lot of people who sided with him at the very beginning, I'm just going to be honest, I'm not cutting anybody any slack before anybody goes, don't make excuses for him. Or them. Not him, I ain't making any excuses for him. But don't make excuses for the people who sided with him, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, I have to believe that the people who did what they did didn't know half of what they thought they knew. And had they known, I don't think they would have done it. I'm not cutting anybody any slack. They still shouldn't have done that. They still shouldn't have gone real life and involved themselves into something like that, because what they did was dangerous and wrong. I don't deny that, but I honestly don't believe they knew what they were doing when they did it. I cannot believe anyone could be that evil. So, I think he had them fooled as well. Because he also was really good at manipulating things. forging documents. He got in trouble for that in court. And the gravity of what all he had done came to light. Took long enough. But, it wasn't just the people he recruited on YouTube. He manipulated courts, too. Which also came to light via court. So I can't be too mad at the people he fleeced. I'm still pissed that they did what they did because it was wrong. But I can see how one could be fooled. Hell, I spent nearly 2 decades around the man and have absolutely no idea who he is. Not really. And to be honest with you, I'm not real sure he knows. Part of me wonders how much of it was legitimate delusion, and part of me wonders how much of it was strategic bullshit. I don't think I'll ever really know. I don't think it matters. Because at the end of the day, the end result is still the same. He still destroyed our family, devastated it, didn't destroy us. We're still standing in spite of him, not because of him. And we found peace, which is a thing I don't think he will ever find until he comes to terms with who he is as a person. Which is, at this time, not a good person. I've heard people use terms like evil about people, and I never really believed one person could truly be all evil until all of this happened. And I think that one particular person is rotten to the core. Absolutely rotten to the core. But I really just want everybody to know there are no hard feelings at this point. I'm not holding on to anything that doesn't serve me, and being bitter or resentful or angry. I don't have time for it. I'm healing. So if you had anything to do with that, shame on you, first of all. But if your name isn't Thomas, then I forgive you. I am not ready to forgive him. I'm not going to bullshit you and say that I am. I am nowhere near ready. But I refuse to let him corrupt me and the person that I am by hating everyone else. Or being a cold, calloused, bitter person. Because that's not who I am. And although it would probably completely be justified in it, I am not going to be something I'm not. And I've never been an angry, bitter person. And that would not be a good example to set for my kids. I have to show them that no matter what you go through or what people do to you, you have a choice. You may not be able to choose what happens to you, but you can choose how you deal with it and how it shapes you. Don't let somebody else's evil shape you into a person you don't recognize. Because that's its own special kind of hell. Because when you lose your identity and you lose sight of who you are as a person. You lose your identity. They've won. And I fought too goddamn hard. Too long for that. Mostly, I'm stubborn. It's so pretty here. It's hard to be angry in a place like this, too, to be honest with you, because look at this. Look at it. You know, some people would give their last dollar or their last breath to be in a place like this. And some people search their whole lives for peace and never find it. I don't know that this will be my forever spot. But I think it's going to be my healing spot. I think this is a place where I'm going to find moments of quiet reflection and time and space and the silence to do the healing I need to do. And I'm not so arrogant as to think I don't need to heal, because I absolutely do. But what a gorgeous place to do it in. Just saying. I'm trying to get to where I can show you guys the way, the pathway to the open sea without falling and breaking something. There you go. You see that little opening right there? Between those two islands? That's actually not a very big island at all. It's actually just a very thin, long island. Not the long island, but it's a long, skinny island. But that opening right there, that's the open sea. And in the summertime, or very near future, we'll have seals that'll come up on that rock right there and sunbathe. They'll come up on the shore. They'll come just hang out on the rocks. They'll swim by and steal your bait. My oldest got mad as heck the other day. We went to Penobscot, not Penobscot, but it was a fort. Penapo or something like that. It's a Civil War fort. And it's right there at the open ocean. And we were fishing, and there was a pair of seals swimming by and yanking our mackerel. They were like, "Ooh, food, yoink." I'm like, "No, that's my bait. Give it back." They did not. Spoiler alert. They did not give it back. In fact, we went up the shore. We left our bucket of bait down on the shore, which was stupid on my end. I didn't think they would come ashore. I don't know why I didn't think they would come ashore, but I didn't. One of them flopped over the bucket and had a feast and swam by us on its back, slapping its belly. Like, "Thank you for the feed, you wee little bastard." We also get orca and blue whales and something else up here. Hey, look, seagulls again. But yeah, it was having a field day stealing our bait and running off with it. I would step out there, but that ice is very thin, and I don't know how deep that is right there. And as you can see, something has already busted through the ice right there, which was probably either a shark or an orca. Orcas bust through ice regularly to get whatever's on top of it. They don't care. They're like tanks of the ocean. They care very little. I'm trying to judge this the best I can. I'm probably gonna fall or get eaten. I hear somebody. It's probably my son. No, those are little kids. That's not mine. Mine aren't little. Yeah, I'm not over water yet. I'm going to try to get a little closer until I see water underneath me at least. Okay, yeah, that's as far as I'm going because I am right on the edge of the water. Look at all the seagulls out there. I don't know what they're eating. They probably bore holes in the ice or are eating the fish. But they're everywhere out here. I don't know if you can see them or not. But you can see where something busted through right there. So I am not going right there. You can see some of the ice chunks sinking right there. And you can see some water coming through right there. So this is as far as I go. Oh, there's a dad with his little kid. Well, thank you. Take a seat. Hey, fallen. Yeah, it's pretty thin beyond this point. I think if I step on this part, it's gonna move. Yep. See, it broke. There's a good foot's difference right here. Ooh, did you hear that piece of ice just break? Oh, it's definitely breaking up. All of this is just ice the ocean pushed up on the shore. Falling. You're like, you're trying to give me a heart attack. I would have a heart attack if I fall into that. That's cold. You can see the water right there. It's probably pretty thin. I don't know. It still looks like it's a couple of inches thick right here. But right here, something could come up and eat me. It's not a lake, lake effects. This is the ocean. It's what they call an inlet. The open ocean is right through that little opening right there. This is salt water. There be sharks, orcas, you know, the bigger fish. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to get off this piece of ice that's over the water while I say that. Because that looks like it might be, you know, 3 or 4 foot, and I am not trying to get eaten. Besides, Fallen's about ready to have a cardiac. I'm not real sure I'm not over the water right now, actually. And it looks like I am actually over the water. We have moose. We do get deer, but they're larger than what you might find in the south. Oh, I got off the watery parts. If you want to see the watery parts, it's right over here. Oh, wait. No, this is watery parts. Hey, look, bubbles. Look, bubbles. Looks like somebody's shoe went through it. Look at the bubbles. Hey, April. I'm in Maine. I'm going to go up the shore a little bit because that's water. Okay, this is shoreline. There's bubbles. I love it. It's gorgeous. I'm not going out there because you can see how thin the ice is right there. And this is open water right there. And something's already busted. Oh, look, another place something busted through the ice. Something be busting up through this ice. The ice I'm standing on is a good couple of feet thick. So the part I'm standing on is not going to break. Y'all can all breathe now. Oh, look at that. There's one singular tree on that rock. Don't say that, Fallen. Don't say that. I would have a heart attack. Yeah, it looks like somebody's shoe print over here. Yeah, I think somebody stepped through. I think it's... Where'd it go? Yeah, it's probably a couple of feet. No, I would have a heart attack. There's no kidding about that. I would definitely have a cardiac. Something could pop up right there because that's water. See that right there? Wasn't that melted when we first got here? But look how gorgeous. You can hear the buoy. If you listen, the tinging noise is the buoys. There's a couple of buoys out here. I'm going to step up a little bit because that's the water. But if you listen, occasionally you hear a little ting-ting noise. And there's the shoe print. I'm not kidding. It looks like somebody stuck their foot through it, but it's probably the vent. Oh crap, I'm standing over open water. There's vents. Oh, weather? We just had the worst nor'easter in probably 2 decades. We got covered in snow and ice. It was bad. Much of Maine was without power. Fallon's like, get your butt. Oh, we still have feet of snow on the ground, April. Several feet. This ice right here is from the nor'easter we got. It literally froze. Do you know how cold it has to be to freeze the ocean? That's well, one, the water temperature is below freezing. And then two, the weather is, oh no, I'm still above water. How am I still above water? Yeah, it got very cold. Like national, like not national, but what do they call it? Like a weather advisory that's like severe, like a state of emergency. I still haven't seen the ground, April. I think that is a ways off. Probably in about 2 to 3 more weeks if we don't get more snow. If we get no more snow, we should start seeing the ground in about 2 more weeks. I just saw, I don't know if y'all caught that or not, I just saw something big break the surface out there. It was probably a seal. I am on the sea. This is the sea. This is salt water. That opening right there is the open ocean. This is salt water. This is a inlet, and beyond that little break right there between the islands, that's the open ocean. Like wide open ocean. This looks a little groggy right now, but it's because one, it's been frozen over, and all the dirt and the grossness that froze in the ice, um, and the dirt and the silt that got stirred up through the storm that came in through the sea, um, makes it look a little murky. But when all this is thawed out, it's gorgeous. It's like a teal blue color. See the fog coming up off the ice over there? I can't go too far over to the right because there's little kids. But you can see the fog coming up off the surface. It looked, it might be a whale. It could be. We have them here. um, Orcas are a thing here for some reason. I wouldn't have thought orcas would be in Maine. It's just weird. But apparently it's a thing. And I didn't think great whites would be in Maine. But they are. There's actually an infestation of them. There's a lot of great white sharks here. But I live literally right here at this place. So I can, when I'm in my home, this is my view. Literally, When I look out my window, this is what I see. God, it's pretty here. I had to go to Walmart and get some vacuums and things. Because there's still a lot of things we don't have for the house. But I'm having to do it as I can afford it because I'm broke right now. So it's little by little. But it's coming together. We're not all the way unpacked yet. We still have boxes and bags and all of that. But we didn't have a vacuum because the place we lived before didn't have... Oh, look at that rolling fog. You know, there's actually if you guys are interested, of course, there's actually a legend about this little town, and it happens to be the most haunted little village in this part of Maine. There's a legend about a thing called Catherine's Hill. Oh wow, look at the fog in the distance. You can't see the ocean anymore because of the fog. Oh my God, they are happy. Oh no, did he fall? Oh, no, it was a rock. Thank God, I thought one of the kids just fell in. I was fixing to yeet my phone. Look at the fog. And they say that she's accompanied by fog. Like, when she pops up at night, there's, like, thick fog. But anyway, the kids are loving it. It's a safe enough place where they can walk to school. And they can go to the park, and they can walk down our street, and they are completely safe. We could not be living in a safer place. And my oldest is especially enjoying it because that's how he copes. Because as we know, he's high functioning autistic, and he can't handle being cooped up or big cities. He doesn't like it. But here it's so remote and quiet. Both of them love it because they can finally ride their bikes and go on walks and do nature walks. And wow, that's really deep right there. I am suddenly ill at ease. I'm gonna back up because I didn't realize how deep that was. How far out was I? That's probably about 5 foot right there. No thank you. I'm good. I'm gonna step back up here because I've just seen something break the surface again, and I'm not trying to get eaten. It may be eyeballing me thinking, oh, there's a snack really close to shore. So I'm going to show you this footprint because just a while ago it wasn't that big. But this is how fast this is melting. This probably almost doubled while we've been here. Yeah, maybe, but there's things in the water, April. Something broke through the ice right there. I'm not trying to get eaten. And this water is below freezing, so let's not get me eaten or catch pneumonia or frostbite or lose limbs. I wonder how cold that actually. I'm not sticking my head down there, so knowing my luck, I've been down to touch the water and something would pop up. But I kind of want to see how cold it is. But I kind of don't want to get eaten. But I kind of want to feel how cold it is. Oh. Oh wow, it's not that bad actually. It's freezing, yes, but like not as bad as I thought it would be. Oh wow, the fog is coming up fast. This whole area is getting covered in fog. I don't think you can see it, but it's really coming in. See how you could see the surface of the water? Now there's like a thick thing of fog over it. See? You can see it right there how thick it is. Because you could see water, but now it's thick fog. It's going to be really cold, like not cold, but it's going to be really foggy tonight. I can go ahead and tell. You know what this reminds me of? The movie The Mist. You know how the fog just rolled in out of nowhere? And there were creatures inside of it? Wow. The visibility just got bad out here. Hey, Lisa. There's a thick thing of fog coming in. Well, I am running low on battery. And I think I'm going to do a video on the local legends, like ghost stories for this area. Oh wow, you can really see it past the rock. You can really see how thick it is. Oh, listen to the seagulls. That's amazing. Alright, we love you. I'll be back in a couple hours. I gotta make dinner and clean house and try to unpack some more. But I'll come live and do the ghost thing in a couple hours. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.